Just like in the Twilight Zone, strange things happen on the edge of darkness. Welcome to the Edge of Darkness Horror Show, where I read original horror stories for your spooky pleasure. Edge of Darkness Horror. Join me if you dare. Welcome to Edge of Darkness Horror. On today's episode, we're going to find out what happens when a woman opens the back door after relentless knocking. Don't open the back door. On that October evening, Dorothy Brimmel, Dottie to those who knew her, had nothing more in mind than to run to the back door and find out who the hell had just knocked 4 times. When the 5th knock came, she closed the book and flung it off her raised knees. It hit the floor with a bang. She pulled a hand through her long black hair and sat up, scanned the room as the clock blinked 8:47 p.m. What the hell was that? The knock stopped. Nothing. It's just my imagination. 3 minutes later, the knocking started again. It soon intensified and kept on for 30 seconds straight. It wasn't waning. Should I stay or should I go now? It's nothing. The knocks came again. I think I should go. She quietly snuck down the hallway toward the flowery wallpapered kitchen, en route to the back door. Horribly decorated, her mother had said. Hey, I call it a place to live. It's fine, honey. It's a great place to live, her father had whispered in her ear as she passed, and patted her on the back at the same time. Thanks, Dad. You always stuck up for me. The floor creaked. She stopped in mid-step. The knocking ceased. Shit, whoever's there. Shit, maybe whoever's out there heard me. See, it's nothing. I'm going back upstairs. She went back up the stairs and sat down on the bed, listening for something. Nothing came. She ran a hand through her golden locks. Nothing came. She ran a hand through her long locks. She lay down, staring up at the ceiling fan. Round and round and round. The knocking started up again. Bam, bam, bang, bang, bang. It soon became continuous, rapid, unrelenting. Dottie sat bolt upright. Fuck, don't break the door. She jumped up and went down the carpeted staircase. Grabbing the banister, she turned the corner and crept down the hall to the archway leading into the kitchen. Dottie could see the back door from her vantage point, but she couldn't see outside. The back porch didn't have a light, but even if it did, she wasn't sure she could make out. The back porch didn't have a light, but even if it did, she wasn't sure she could make out anything through the thick panes of the new door glass. Dottie remembered the time when her ex-husband, Jeremy, out playing with their dog, Rob Zombie, threw the baseball too hard at that back door. Hoping for what? That the dog would catch it? When the ball slammed into the door, it smashed the glass, and a large crack sent shivers up her spine. The ball bounced, veered off to the side, and landed in the pot of marigolds at the edge of the garden, cracking the pot. Damn it, Jeremy! Why weren't you watching where that was going? Think you all broke the door glass. Yeah, well, so what? We'll get a new one, Jeremy yelled. Yeah, well, with whose money? She answered through the open kitchen window. That's gonna cost us a lot of money to get fixed. She slammed the window shut. That's money we don't have, she remembered thinking. Things like that kept happening to Dottie and Jeremy, primarily fuck-ups that were instigated by Jeremy and affected Dottie and the rest of the family. I remember about a month after that door incident, Jeremy ran off the side of the road and thought he had only nicked the side of the car on a guardrail. We checked it when he got home, and the whole right side of the car was a mess and cost us a mint in repairs. After that, he borrowed a company car without asking his boss to take his stupid friends to the beach for a day of drinking. He didn't clean up the car and used all the gas. No wonder he got a three-day unpaid suspension. What a pig. After the car thing, we just didn't get along well. If it weren't for Bobby, I don't know if I'd make it through another day. Bobby was Dottie and Jeremy's 7-year-old son, born one sweltering August. He has her eyes in Jeremy's mouth and was curious as a cat. The boy once disassembled her favorite sewing machine, and no one could figure out how to put it back together. It was when Bobby was 3 that she and Jeremy got divorced. "Shouldn't you just try to see it through?" her mother had asked. "No, we can't, Mom. That's the last thing I want. I know it just isn't going to work." "Too bad with Bobby and all. He's going to miss his father." "Yeah, too bad he can't see that swine." Should I ask who's there? Bam, 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 bang, 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 bang. A pause followed. Maybe it's Jeremy. Bam, 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 bang, bang. My God, what's going on? She turned to the wall shaking. "I'm scared." She put her hands together and started praying. "Dear God, I know I haven't been to church in ages, but I'm a good person and I..." Bam, bang, 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 bang. She paused, waiting there, considering what to do, considering how to handle this unknown crazy person, this someone, this banging on the back door when no one else is home, and no one is expected. "I'm not sure what to do." The relentless banging resumed, and by then it had become merciless, punishing. Bang, 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 bam, 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 like a fist punching the door. She pulled her hands up over her ears. She stayed in the same place, frozen. "I'll call 911. She went to the table in the hall, to her key and iPhone home. Yanking up the iPhone, she swiped open the front page and entered the 6-digit code. The iPhone came to life with a burst. Punching the green phone icon, she found the keypad next to the voicemail. Typing in the number was easy enough. "Calling 911 came up as she listened to the bee-boo of the dialing number, but there was no answer. What the fuck? How could no one answer 911? Suddenly she saw the round motion of the spiral from hell on her iPhone. "Shit, my battery's dead." She halted as a lump grew in her throat. "I think I've got to try to communicate." Bang, bam, 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 bang, bam. Her mind went back to the time she learned how to swim. "I went under the water and I found I couldn't breathe. I flailed my arms around. My vision was blurry. I didn't know where I was. I was being smothered. I couldn't move, frozen in a perpetual state of fear. Finally, Mom pulled me up by my swimsuit. Will Mom pull me out now?" The banging resumed, jolting her out of her trance, bringing her focus back in line with reality. "Hey, hello? Who's there?" Dottie suddenly shouted, not really in control of her voice. It just popped out. "Jeremy, is that you?" The banging stopped. Holy shit. She remained in place for a moment, and then crept closer. One step. Another. Another step. Still closer. Still another. Each step slower than the one before. Silence. She held her breath. Slower, closer still. She stood 2 feet from the door. She inched closer. Suddenly a bright beam of light shone in through the door glass, catching her directly in the eyes. Her heart skipped, and then its beating came back with a rush. Dottie moved back, keeping her eyes still trained on the door. She shook from head to toe. Sweating, she jumped out of the path of the light. She moved backwards. The light continued to move around, as if searching for something. For anything. Searching for her. "I have to go see if Bobby's okay." Dottie turned and took off on socked feet, running like a little girl late for dinner. Skidding around the corner, she collided with the newel post at the end of the banister, across from the front door. Ouch, fuck! Dottie thought silently, but she didn't dare scream. She wondered about the banging, which had ended abruptly, once again, as quickly as a wisp of air disappears. It might be a trick. She moved upstairs as quietly as a mouse, although she wasn't sure how quiet mice really are. Dottie snuck down the hall to Bobby's room. She cracked open the door and went in slowly. She moved closer to the bed like a snake easing in on its prey. With her eyes adjusting to the light, she looked down, pulling back the covers at the same time. There was Bobby's face. He was still there, still alive, still in the greatest depths of dreamland, breath sawing in and out. Thank God. Dottie's heart rate slowed. She started thinking rationally again. Jesus, I'm freaking out. What the hell is going on down there? I know Jeremy is doing that. He has to be. She paused at the top of the stairs before going down again, staring out at the moonlight coming in from the front door. Again, the safety of the front door. She stayed there for some minutes. As though in an endless night, a hush lingered in the air, the seconds feeling like hours. She took a step down. She snuck into the kitchen, peeking around the corner of the hall, gradually approaching the arch of the kitchen. The light was gone. It was quiet for a long, long while. Maybe it's over. Good. She glanced back at the clock. It's 10:17. The banging went on for over an hour. She waited with breath bated, tick-tock. The sound almost correlated with each beat of her heart. She couldn't go on like this, having something terrorizing her. In that moment of uncertainty, she lost her sense of security. She knelt down on the floor. She put her legs up, grabbed them, and started rocking. Her back rested against the wall next to the kitchen. Will it come again? Will it stop? What's going to happen? All at once. What she didn't want to have happen, what she couldn't bear to have happen again, what she was so afraid of, what she knew was going to drive her madly insane, came back. The banging started again. Bam, bang, bang, bam, bam, bang, bang. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my God, in heaven, please help me. She quit rocking and stood up like a soldier at attention. She wanted to run and yank the door open to end this terror. What would she find? The temptation to open the door was strong. The yearning to end this thing pulled like a burning rope. The feeling of desperation, the feeling was that she was not in control. It was almost too much. Who in the fuck? What the fuck is it? I have to open the door. Bang, bang, bam, bam. Boom, 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 boom. What in the hell do you want? She stood staring at, screaming towards the door. The light came back on, started to stream in again, poking around like the nose of an anteater, searching for ants down a narrow, dirty hole. Wait, a normal light stream doesn't usually move like that. She scooted out and around the path of the light. It was getting hard to keep up dancing and darting around. She was getting tired of fighting. Bam, 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 bang, bang. Again and again and again. She stood there motionless as the banging continued. It kept going on for so long that she almost grew used to that dreadful noise. Okay, I've got two choices here. 1, run to the front door. 2, open the back door. She went with choice number 1. She went to the front door. She turned the lock while twisting the doorknob at the same time so as not to make any noise. A 17-year-old sneak-out's trick. The doorknob did not budge. It was as if it was glued shut. She tried to turn her with all her might. She tried pulling the door, tried wiggling it, yanking it, and pushing it. Nothing. She looked out the front window next to the door. Nothing. She returned to the back door, and her world swelled with loud sounds and more banging now. Another light shone in through the other kitchen window. They're really after me. What in the hell am I going to do? Choice number 2. Dottie crept toward the back door along the slippery slope of the kitchen floor. If I do open it, I could die. I could open it, but I just don't know. She crept closer. With the banging still loud in her ears now, the light shining into the kitchen from all directions. I think it knows I'm in here. Is that a good thing? No, that's way bad. Don't open the door. She felt as if words came to her from beyond the earth, beyond the sky, beyond the heavens. Did I just hear those words? Did I make them up? But I have to open the door. As she stood there, pale, inside the light moving around the kitchen, Dottie suddenly remembered that day on her father's deathbed when he told her that he loved her and that she was the beaming light of his life. He told her that he would keep in touch with her always. Somehow, she believed him, revering his giant generosity, the magnitude of his love. Not only for her, but for anyone, for everyone. He was incredibly generous, and emitted love to those he felt deserved it. In his eyes, most did. She stood there lonely, in need of communication, of being touched. And then he came to her, and she felt him. He's there. That's it. Maybe it's my dad. Maybe it's him wanting to tell me, wanting to show me he's okay. That's it. I have to open it. I will open the door. I'll be able to see him. I'll be able to meet my dad. I'm going to do it. Confident in her decision, she moved towards the door. Bam, bam, bang, 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 bang. Boom, boom, bang, bang. Shit, the banging began again. Okay, just wait, I'm coming, she yelled, as if to give reverence to whatever was behind this whole evil plot. In a second, she realized her mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. 1 foot from the door. Oh, fuck. She arrived at the door and grabbed the doorknob. At first, it burned. What? All in my mind. I don't give a fuck at this point. Dottie grabbed the knob again. She turned it, wanting to retreat, to go back in time, to leave this earth. The banging resumed and practically knocked her back. Stop it, she screamed. She focused all her anger on the door and what was behind it. The door shook from whoever was behind it. The door latch clicked. Here we go. Dottie turned it fully and it gave way. The knocking ended, but the light still shone. Dad, I'm coming to see you. Ah! She yelled, yanking the door open fully. Dottie, to know those who knew her, expected to see her father on the other side, peering back at her, arms outstretched, welcoming her out to this world. As she opened the door, her heart sank. Her father wasn't there. Instead, there was a group of 9 pig-like men, hideous pig-looking creatures, all standing in the backyard staring at her. One pig man came up to her and said, Come here, come here. He snorted as he grabbed her hand. Yuck. Who are you? She asked, shaking with fear, the only emotion she could muster. She heard the pig man say, You know how this town is, devoid of life. Dead. No energy, no motivation. Snort, snort. All of the other pigmen laughed as well. We need a sacrifice. I think you must have known. And us. The pigman turned and gestured at the others standing in a circle. We all thought it should be you. Did this thing just say sacrifice? Sacrifice for what? Why me? It's a sacrifice for procreation, reproduction. What the hell do you mean? No, you're not going to. I've got to go. Dottie turned and started to walk back towards the front door of the house. She backed up more quickly when she saw a different pigman come at her. He plowed into her, grabbed her by the waist, then he threw her down and held her tightly in the daisy patch. She squirmed and wiggled to try to free herself, to get away. Let go of me, filthy pig. The man said. Shh. She struggled and got free but fell. She got back up. In total anger, yelled, What the hell are you doing? She saw another pigman bolt from his place and disappear to the side of the house. Hey, you, what are you doing? The pigman came back with a bunch of rope from the side of the house. She watched him bring it over. She shuddered thinking about what they planned to do. Fuck, Jeremy left that rope there. I shouldn't have opened the door. No, just wait. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to. Hey, honey. The voice she heard appeared to come from another pig. All of a sudden, with her wits lost, she found herself in a place of no dimension, a timeless, shapeless world filled with pigmen. She struggled as the world spun around her. The dizziness sucked her in. Where in the hell did I take a wrong turn? I guess I have to accept it. No. Open the back door and you get pigs. Oh, Jesus fucking God, am I doomed? I'm in hell. They kept her down. She remained there looking up to the stars. She felt the rope binding her, felt her arms kept stretched out, felt her legs being spread and bound open in the light of the moon. Oh, Jesus, how did the pig get on top of me? How did I let it get me? How did I wind up in a pigmen horror story? Just then, half of them came at her, licking their hooves, snorting. Some were drooling. Some of them jumped up and suddenly moved their torsos in a maniacal dance. Oh shit, what are they going to do to me? Several more of them came over and got next to her. They kissed her face. She realized that this horrendous happening was inevitable. I'm going to be their sacrifice, like they said. One pig got on top of her. She felt his weight, tried to flip from side to side. Then she felt him enter her. Ow! Oh! She grunted, the pain engulfing her. It went on for some time. Then the creature bucked and heaved, and it was over. The pigman stood up. Another one came closer. A different pigman approached and shoved the second pigman out of the way. This third pigman knelt by her side. He whispered softly in her ear, "You won't regret this. Only good things can happen from this. Reproduction, life everlasting, eternity. We can be together forever, finally." She recognized the voice. It was Jeremy's.